Hi, this is Eric Rosenberg, MedicareNationwide.com, and in this video we're going to talk about the top 5 Medicare Plan G pros and cons. Stay tuned. So let's start off on the bright side. Let's talk about the 5 pros that Plan G has that other insurance plans pretty much don't have. So let's start with number 1, co-payments. With the Plan G, you don't owe a co-payment, which is a fixed dollar amount which you'd owe for an office visit. Now, whether you have a different Medicare supplement plan, such as Plan N, or a Medicare Advantage plan, or a group plan, or retirement plan, typically you'll have a co-payment for your visit, but not with the Plan G. So that's one big thumbs up. Also, it covers what's called Part B excess charges. There are certain facilities like the Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, where they don't accept Medicare assignment, and they can charge 15% more than the Medicare approved rate. So if you're in most states for Plan N, you would be responsible for that excess charge. So there's no excess charges for Part B. The third reason is it covers the hospital deductible. Now, Plan F and N do as well. And the hospital deductible in 2023 is $1,600, what you owe in the hospital. So it covers that and all other hospital costs. So if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, you're going to have co-payments and other out-of-pocket expenses, maybe your employer plan. All these things cost a lot in the hospital. But thumbs up, because Plan G covers all those hospital costs for Part A. Number 4 is there's no network to Plan G. That is very important because Medicare supplement plans and Medigap plans have no network. So if you're in a Medicare Advantage plan, which is different, you're in a network. If you have a plan through your employer, you have a network, which you might need referrals. You need to have the approval to see certain doctors. But when you're on Medicare, they just have to accept Medicare. And the secondary will pay, the Plan G will pay as well. Let's say you see a doctor, though, that doesn't take insurance, doesn't want to be involved. They just want cash. If you're with Medicare and the Plan G, you can still get reimbursement up to the Medicare approved rate. You can cover the difference with your doctor. You can't do that with the Medicare Advantage plan or other types of coverage. You have to be in the network. So no network is a big plus. Number 5, and the final one, is a psychological reason. And don't underestimate it. But when you pay for insurance and you get the full coverage, chances are you're not going to think twice about going in for medical care. And they may come spot something that you didn't think it existed. And if you were on the fence about going, you're probably like, I'll go in a couple months, and then you could not only be worsening your health, and that's the most important thing in our lives is health, more so than money. Typically, most people would agree with that. But not to mention, your condition could get a lot worse. So here you are, because you've paid for your insurance and you got all this excellent coverage with Plan G. You're going to go to the doctor and you're going to take preventative measures, and you're going to not only take care of what you need, but avoid all those out-of-pocket expenses that you'd have on all these other plans. So number 5 might even be the most important, and that's the psychological factor. Okay, now let's get into the cons. The Plan G is like how Plan F used to be, where it has to accept a lot of bad health risks without being able to screen them through underwriting. So there are new plans like Plan N, and I do a video on that, where the insurance pool that your premium will be based off of is going to be more unhealthy with Plan G than Plan N, generally speaking. Okay, this is just a general way of looking at it. Now, number 2 is because of that, because the group because the insurance company has to take on more risk, and chances are it's a more unhealthy group, they're going to have to raise the cost on it. So you're now paying a lot more to have everything covered, such as co-payments and the excess charges that Plan N, you would not have that coverage, but you'd also have in some places, a substantially lower premium. So worth comparing, worth talking to me about it. Number 3 is Plan G overall is, of all the choices, is more expensive. So if you're financially tight on money and can't afford the highest coverage insurance, then you should take a look at other coverages, and especially if you're healthy at the moment. And we could take a look to see if we can save a lot in the insurance premium. We accept a little bit more responsibility. Medicare solvency is number 4. And the overall financial condition of Medicare is subject to an undetermined future, whether or not they're going to be able to fund the program appropriately. But that itself is kind of an unavoidable situation, but something I would put in here. It's kind of hard to come up with 5 cons, to be honest, because Plan G is a great plan. So just in general, Medicare has its work cut out for it. Number 5 is eligibility. The stringency it takes to get a Medicare supplement plan. So every year you can go into a Medicare Advantage plan at the end of the year without answering health questions. So one of the cons is if one of the cons is being accepted onto the Plan G. So you might have to go through underwriting depending on your circumstances. You might not have to go through underwriting. Depends on what your state and among other factors. So, and we can help you determine that too. So that might not be that might not be it for you. You can still talk to us. If you like this video, the top 5 pros and cons, I can keep them coming, but I really need your encouragement. And if you could just take a moment to hit the thumbs up button, just try to locate it. It's right below here. Hit that button, smash it for me, and also express a comment. Feel free. We got freedom of speech in this country. Use it. Go ahead and leave a comment and share this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe, because subscribe to my channel, you're going to be able to keep informed with everything that's going on with Medicare. Get on my calendar, give me a call, and I'll be happy to assist you. Thanks for watching.